Okay, today we're going to do a disassembly slash reassembly video of the Browning Buckmark 22. This is an older one. This is the second year, 1986. This was made. They came out in 1985. They're a little bit different than the newer ones, but disassembly and everything's basically the same. I'm just taking this down to clean it. I'm not going to do a detailed disassembly, a complete disassembly, unless you guys want to see it and there's enough interest. I'll go ahead and do one, so just let me know on that. Okay, as always, we're going to safety check. Everything down. Chamber's empty. At this point, go ahead and leave it cocked for disassembly. First, we're going to do is we're going to take the two screws out from the sight base. The only thing you really have to watch here is there's lock washers underneath it. Just make sure they don't fly out and you lose them. So that screw and this one. Like I said, there's lock washers under there. That one out. The rear screw is going to be longer than the front screw. As far as the lock washers go, all that's the same. Okay, you're going to lift your sight base straight up. And here's your two lock washers. Take those out. Next we're going to do, we want to pull the slide about an inch back, and we're going to take our recoil rod and lift it out of the slide. So, let's see if I can do this where the camera can still get it. Slide it back about an inch, just take your recoil rod, lift it out. Set that aside. Then you're just going to lift your slide straight off. Next, one thing to note here, your buffer may or may not stay on the end of the recoil rod. Either way, it's no big deal. The only next step we're going to do is we're going to take the barrel off. It's easy. There's a screw on the front of the trigger guard. We're just going to remove that. You don't have to take it all the way out. And the barrel should just lift straight off. I'm going to go ahead and clean this, and then we'll do a reassembly video, part 2. Thanks. Okay, now we're going to reassemble the Browning Buckmark 22. First thing we'll do, we'll put the barrel back on. It's just going to line right up and slide in. And just tighten the screw down. Next what we're going to do, we'll put the slide on. In case you didn't leave the trigger cocked, all you're going to do is just take the hammer, push it all the way back till it locks. Put your slide on. We'll put our recoil rod in. Only thing to note on this is you'll see on the buffer, it's the circle that's protruding out. That's going to go down, facing towards the rear of the gun. There's an indentation on the recoil post back here that'll slide into. So we're just going to take our recoil rod, punch it through that top hole, and like I said, just make sure the protruded circle is facing the rear of the gun. One other thing to note on this is I don't know if you can see this or not, the beveled ends right here, those are going to face up. So the wider end goes down. That's the only other thing you have to note. Put our buffer in. There's a hole in the recoil post that the end of this recoil rod going through the buffer is going to slide into. Make sure I have my bevels lined up. There it is in the hole. Make sure bevels are up. You're just going to push back a little bit and it should slide right down on the slide. And there it goes. Next we'll put our sight base back on. Well, first we'll put our lock washers. Just set them on top. Line up the hole, obviously. Put our sight base back on. And on the slide, you're just going to make sure your sight base goes underneath this bevel on the barrel. We'll put our screws in. Like I said earlier, the long screw goes in the rear. All you got to do is watch for here. Just make sure you don't get it cross-threaded. Like I said, if anybody wants to see a detailed, complete disassembly, let me know. Like I said, if there's enough interest in it, I'll do one on the Buckmark 22. Line up my washer a little bit better. I'm just going to push back on the sight base a little bit, make sure it's going up underneath that lip. Okay, quick function check. It's already cocked. Safety on. Doesn't fire. Safety off. Fires. Make sure it locks back with the magazine. And it works. Thanks.